Good morning. We have a new issue called Alibaba, BABA, the biggest IPO ever that hit United history. So basically what we're going to show here, and I just want people to know that the chart here is a 13-minute. And so we can clearly see here on this level that we made a $99 high. When they opened it up, here's what they did. In pre-market, the opening price was getting bid up in $3 increments, and then when it opened, we opened up on the this 13-minute chart right here at the low, and the high was up here, so it was about 92 and some change, and then we went up to $99. Then we pulled back here and we consolidated its first pullback. So let's talk about that, MMT. It did the following. When we take a look on this particular chart, the thing about the price action is everything. And it has its first initial IPO print. And that was brought into line. It was originally talking about going out and raising money on their road trips with Alibaba and whatnot. The thing about it is that it was between $66 and $68, and then they opened it up and they ran it to these all-time highs. And then we put our first consolidation in on Baidu on this time frame of 13 minutes. And then once again, we pull back here on a 13-minute level, and we break out to the high up here again of 96. One of the things that I want to talk about is price action again, is that Alibaba, we would like to be clear that this was a special IPO in U.S. history. Rather, it's this one or any one. There is a way to trade the IPO. And it's always done on intraday and whatnot. I'm not going to go into the full talking about, listen, they raised a lot of money. I also know that $1.5 billion went to family and friends before anything else was done and whatnot. So let's just talk about what you need to do is click on the free trial tab and whatnot. And then once you get there, get started, you'll be in the live market making division just like we are here now to this day. So let's do the following. It's very important that you go to Open an Account tab. The reason why I'm saying that, because it will be very clear once you learn how to click on Open an Account. You're going to learn how to get started. You're going to learn about various different things that affect you in the marketplace. This is one of the big ones right here. You can read the content. We will give each and every new trader capital to trade with. We know it's very frustrating for most who have not participated in this 5-year bull run. It's going to be going on 6, but we'll talk about that later. You need trading capital. Let's get there now. Once again, I'm going to ask you when you call me if you listened to all of the videos on the page. And so there is some other content to write about on understanding how you can benefit from opening your account at full speed. MMTs, as we can clearly see on the 60-minute chart, we have a 60-minute chart on Alibaba. And this is what it looked like. These were the lows down in here that they have, but we only have 60-minute data. Let it be known. The data is here. The official high is 99.7 on a 60-minute. Here's the big distribution after they ran it straight up, 90.11. This is a 60-minute bar and price. We came back down. We consolidated. We made a low, and some of the volume in these, you just need to know, was extremely high. On a daily level, we probably topped out at 260 million high or of shares, or 259 and some change there. I don't have that up in front of me right now, but here are the reversals on a 60-minute. So let's take a look at where Alibaba made its first 60-minute closing bar, as they did. Then what they proceeded to do was, I broke down the 60-minute half bar and what some of these mathematical equations are, with a descending 60-minute sell signal right out of the gate. This is called a MACD. Don't worry about that. It's just saying that at the time things were, figuring out exactly what price levels are going to be in. I'm going to just want to bring it over here for one reason. Again, I want you to know that this particular bar, I'm going to move this little guy up. And I'm just doing this manually right now, MMTs, but hey, I'll be almost right on. We got a 60-minute half bar called the MMT. And that is a mathematical equation based on who the net buyers and sellers and whatnot. And for those who want to get all the basic questions answered, you can call me and we'll put a plan together with you. We'll be happy to do so. Now, Alibaba is the biggest thing in United States history. We already know that. As far as they raised a ton of money on this IPO. But let's remove everything, but only keep the price action on its first 60-minute analysis that we have right here. And once again, we were just breaking down here as what it looked like on that pullback. When it opened, I was here, it went straight up to 99, then it faded back, believe it or not, check it out, 89.95. But let me tell you, that was during that phase. It looks like the volume was 8 million on that. As far as trades made, 47,368 trades or thereabout. It was definitely one of the price action was giving people an opportunity to get in Alibaba on the first day. They bought the pullback here because when you take a look at this volume breakout bar, that volume breakout bar was 7 million shares, 303,000. So you got to know where that low was and then what that volume was. But also, most importantly, though, is what the 60-minute bars were in dollar reversal terms, which that's why we're looking at this right now. And then the consolidation we are, that beautiful little 60-minute resistance level came into play right here. One of the things on this 13-minute level here versus the 60, there's a lot of resemblances. So we broke down Alibaba because it doesn't matter to the MMT what they're talking about, whether fundamentals are going to be bad or fundamentals are going to be good. You have your bull and bear cases all over the place. Listen, that's a public view. We don't share those concerns with them, but we do rather trade price action, volume breakout settings on the biggest IPO. And I'm going to just say one thing. We only care about what? Price action. I just showed you how many shares that bought into that. And then this one right here, yeah, 8,190,000, the close on that thing, the low on that pullback. Now that's that pullback from 99.70 down here now to 89.95. And that's where in MMT they have a very special system that they use to make markets with. And that this here, no matter what, is still a retail analysis, okay? It is, and it just was letting us know what this thing did. We had a breakout off of the bottom. We had to pull back down here on that low, and the low of this pullback was, from that breakout was, that was 92.40 on that high 13-minute bar. Take a look here. The high was 91.76. So basically, it made its first low over here. But you can also clearly see now, let's take this distribution bar. That was 19,000 trades done on 4.3 million share bar coming down. So I want to make it clear that we had the higher volume breakout bar than what we have here now, which is that breakout point again to run up and challenge the body of these highs. Just remember one thing clearly: Alibaba closed down here. So let's take a look. This is 3 minutes. It doesn't matter. So we had a big trade. I'm looking for the volume here. So the volume was contracted, and the actual amount of shares in a 13-minute bar, dollar price wise, versus the 60-minute that we went over here, is we got the range from the high to the low here. We got a breakout and a continuation breakout here. And mathematically in our system, it's going to tell us where our new entries are going to be. Trading that IPO, you have to be a gunslinger, whether it's Alibaba or Facebook IPOs or Twitter book IPOs. Listen, price action is all we focus on. And by focusing on the price action and the dollar price breakouts and the reversals mathematically, we will have an intraday bottom starting day 2 after its glory review and whatnot. Basically, a lot of people are going to have a big controversy around it. Don't listen to them. Turn that shit off. Come back and watch the video again. It's that simple on Alibaba. So, math-wise, we got to shoot the dog, shoot that rocket. So they shot the rocket to 99.70. And no matter what time frame, this was that consolidation. And that was that mathematical reversal to 89.95. And let's just tell you that right here on a 13-minute level, I'm identifying that bar on a 13-minute time frame, and that was 9/19/2014. The time was 13:13, and that's where that bottom line breakout ratio math breakout, and then pulling back. The people that wanted to get in got in right here. Who cares about what they're talking about it? If it's positive, then we go higher. If it's negative, well, obviously we go lower on Alibaba.